Imagine this. A legendary American motorcycle brand, once left for dead by Harley-Davidson, is now roaring back to life in Michigan. And it's coming back with a vengeance. This isn't just a reboot. It's a full-throttle resurrection. We're talking about Buell Motorcycles. Yeah, that Buell, the one that gave riders wild performance and edgy designs, only to vanish when Harley pulled the plug back in 2009. But here's the twist. Buell didn't stay dead. Not even close. In fact, what's happening right now might be the most exciting motorcycle comeback in decades. And we're going to break down exactly how it's happening, what they're building, and why Harley-Davidson might be looking over their shoulder real soon. Let's rewind to the early 1980s. Eric Buell, a former Harley-Davidson engineer, decided he was tired of playing it safe. He had a vision, a motorcycle company that fused American muscle with sport bike agility. And just like that, Buell Motorcycles was born. His early designs were raw, unique, and focused heavily on performance. While the big names were playing it safe with cruisers and tourers, Buell was stuffing powerful engines into lightweight frames and wrapping it all up in unorthodox styling. In the 90s, Harley-Davidson took notice. They slowly began acquiring Buell, and by 2003, Harley owned the brand outright. At first, it seemed like a match made in heaven. Harley would fund the innovation, and Buell would attract a new generation of performance-hungry riders. But it didn't last. In 2009, right in the middle of a financial downturn and declining sales, Harley pulled the plug. Just like that, gone. Thousands of Buell fans were left wondering why such a promising brand was axed in its prime. Eric Buell went on to start a new company, EBR, but it never reached the same level of recognition. Meanwhile, the Buell name disappeared into the shadows. Fast forward to 2016. Enter Bill Melvin, a businessman with deep roots in the powersports industry. He sees an opportunity and buys the rights to Buell for just $2 million. That's right, $2 million for a brand with some serious legacy. Now, Melvin isn't trying to relive the past. He's got bigger plans. In his own words, Buell is aiming to become America's premier performance motorcycle brand. And judging by what's happening in Michigan right now, he's dead serious. The company is now headquartered in Grand Rapids, and they're not just rebuilding bikes, they're rebuilding a legacy. The facility is gearing up for a $19 million expansion, and they're hiring. Big time. Buell plans to more than triple their current workforce, bringing on over 160 new employees to meet demand. Now here's where things really heat up. Buell isn't just making a quiet return, they're launching their comeback with a monster of a motorcycle, the Super Cruiser. This isn't your average cruiser. It's packing a 1,190 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled V-twin engine that cranks out serious power, 185 horsepower to be exact. That's not a typo. 185 horses in a cruiser-style chassis. It's the kind of power that makes even seasoned riders sit up straight and take notice. But it's not just about brute force. Buell tapped custom motorcycle legend Roland Sands to help design the Super Cruiser. And the result? A sleek, aggressive machine that blends classic American style with modern street fighter muscle. Think of it as part chopper, part sport bike, part pure attitude. It's low-slung, loud, and unapologetically bold. Buell says the Super Cruiser is meant to channel that rebellious spirit of American biking culture, while still delivering precise, high-performance engineering. It's loud in all the right ways, but it's also razor-sharp when you lean it into a corner. The frame, the suspension, the geometry, it's all tuned for riders who want more than just a Sunday cruiser. And here's the crazy part. They've already got over 6,000 pre-orders. That's a massive number for a brand that just came back from the dead. It's proof that the Buell name still carries weight, and that there's a hunger for something different in the American motorcycle market. Make no mistake, Buell isn't trying to just exist in Harley's shadow anymore. They're gunning for the spotlight. The company's CEO made it crystal clear. Buell wants to stand shoulder to shoulder with the giants. That means taking on Harley-Davidson, Indian Motorcycle, and even the big Japanese brands in the performance segment. And with the Super Cruiser priced at $25,900, they're not playing in the bargain bin. They're going after serious riders who want power, presence, and prestige. It's a bold move, but it might just work, because Buell is leaning into the exact thing Harley has been drifting away from: performance. Harley's recent focus has leaned more toward lifestyle and electric bikes like the Livewire. Meanwhile, Buell is planting a flag and saying, "We're here to build the fastest, most badass bikes in America." And honestly, that kind of clarity might be exactly what the market needs. Now, let's talk about why this rebirth is happening in Michigan, and why it matters. Buell's new headquarters in Grand Rapids isn't just a factory, it's the epicenter of a growing performance bike movement in the Midwest. At a time when many American motorcycle manufacturers are outsourcing or downsizing, Buell is doubling down on Made in the USA. And this isn't just lip service. They're committing $19 million to expand and purchase their existing facility. That's a long-term play, signaling that Buell isn't just trying to cash in on nostalgia, they're investing in the future. What makes it even more impressive is the timing. Most companies are cautious, watching markets, hesitating on expansion. But Buell? They're going full throttle. By adding 162 new employees and significantly boosting production capacity, they're not just betting on the Super Cruiser, they're betting on themselves. There's also a real sense of legacy here. Michigan has deep industrial roots, from the automotive boom in Detroit to small batch manufacturing across the state. Buell's resurrection adds another layer to that history. It's not just about horsepower, it's about pride, jobs, and American craftsmanship. So, what happens after the Super Cruiser? Is this a one-hit wonder, or the start of something big? According to Melvin, the Super Cruiser is just the beginning. Buell is already looking at expanding their lineup across multiple categories, everything from high-performance street bikes to ADV-style machines. They've hinted at modular platforms that can be adapted to different riding styles, and possibly even electric models in the future. But the heart of the brand, at least for now, will remain performance-focused. Unlike Harley, which has pivoted toward electrification and urban mobility, Buell is laser-focused on speed, power, and thrill. And that strategy might just carve out the niche they need to thrive in today's crowded market. They're also working on expanding their dealer network, which has been limited in the past. If they can get more bikes in more showrooms and keep the quality high, they could seriously shake things up for the competition. Buell's return isn't just a business story, it's a redemption arc. A brand that was once cast aside is now charging back with a bold new vision and some serious muscle behind it. They're not tiptoeing into the market, they're kicking the door down with a 185 horsepower war cry. And honestly, that's what makes this comeback so compelling. It's rare to see a motorcycle company resurrected with this kind of energy, direction, and sheer performance focus. Buell is tapping into something that a lot of riders feel. Nostalgia? Yes. But also frustration. Frustration with watered-down bikes, bland designs, and companies chasing trends instead of building machines that stir your soul. The Super Cruiser isn't for everyone, and that's exactly the point. It's loud, aggressive, and a little bit wild. It's built for riders who miss the days when motorcycles made bold statements and demanded your full attention. Riders who don't just want to cruise, they want to dominate the road. So, here's the question. Is Buell the comeback kid that's going to shake up the American motorcycle scene? Or is this just a flash of brilliance before fading again? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. If the Super Cruiser is any indication, Buell isn't just back, they're back with a vengeance. If you want to see more updates on Buell's next moves, early rides of the Super Cruiser, or just want to keep tabs on the companies giving Harley a run for their money, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment below. Would you ride a Buell Super Cruiser? Or do you think Harley and Indian still rule the road? Thanks for watching, and as always, keep it rubber side down.